Alexander the Great, the warrior spirit that conquered empires. Alexander the Great, born in 356 BC in Pella, Macedonia, stands as one of history's most iconic and formidable warrior kings. Few individuals have so dramatically reshaped the ancient world through military force, personal courage, and relentless ambition. Renowned for his extraordinary conquests and fearless leadership, Alexander forged an empire that stretched from Greece to Egypt and deep into Asia, surpassing all previous empires in scale and influence. His campaigns carried his armies farther than any before him, often into hostile and unfamiliar lands, and he achieved these feats before his untimely death at the age of 32. At the heart of Alexander's success was an indomitable warrior spirit, an unyielding drive for glory, dominance, and victory that propelled him to overcome overwhelming odds and secure his place as one of the greatest military leaders in history. The early years of Alexander's warrior spirit was evident from an early age, shaped by a unique blend of intellectual education and rigorous military training. He was taught by Aristotle, one of the greatest philosophers of the ancient world, who instilled in him a love of learning, critical thinking, and a deep appreciation for Greek culture and history. Aristotle introduced Alexander to the epic tales of Homer, especially the Iliad, which profoundly influenced his character. Alexander came to idolize Achilles, viewing him as the ideal warrior hero, whose glory was achieved through bravery, strength, and martial excellence. This admiration planted in Alexander a powerful desire for eternal fame earned through conquest. Equally important was Alexander's upbringing within the deeply martial culture of Macedonia. Unlike many Greek states, Macedonia emphasized military discipline and constant readiness for war. From childhood, Alexander was trained in physical endurance, combat skills, horsemanship, and the use of weapons. He quickly distinguished himself as fearless and commanding, traits that would define his later career. One of the most famous stories from his youth, the taming of the wild horse Bucephalus, symbolizes his boldness and determination. While others saw danger, Alexander recognized opportunity, mastering the horse through insight and courage. This moment foreshadowed his lifelong ability to confront and dominate challenges others feared. His father, King Philip II, was another decisive influence. Philip transformed the Macedonian army into the most effective fighting force in Greece through innovations such as the long spear, or sarissa, and the disciplined phalanx formation. Alexander closely observed his father's campaigns and absorbed the principles of warfare, leadership, and command. Yet Alexander was not content merely to inherit Philip's legacy. He aspired to surpass it, seeking greater glory through even more ambitious conquests. At just 20 years old, Alexander ascended to the throne following the assassination of Philip II. His youth immediately invited challenges to his authority, and revolts erupted throughout Greece and the surrounding regions. Alexander responded with decisive and ruthless action, revealing the uncompromising warrior spirit that would define his rule. His destruction of Thebes, one of Greece's most powerful cities, served as a brutal warning to any who doubted his strength. This swift and merciless response secured his dominance and demonstrated that Alexander would rule not only as a king, but as a warrior to be feared. With Greece subdued, Alexander turned his gaze eastward toward the Persian Empire, the greatest military power of the time. His decision to invade Persia reflected extraordinary confidence in his own abilities and those of his army. Crossing the Hellespont into Asia, Alexander symbolically cast a spear into the soil, claiming the land by right of conquest. This act marked the beginning of a campaign that would forever alter the course of history. Alexander's military campaigns remain unparalleled demonstrations of battlefield mastery. Facing the immense Persian Empire under King Darius III, Alexander repeatedly overcame armies that vastly outnumbered his own. At the Battle of Granicus, he personally led cavalry charges against Persian forces, placing himself in direct danger. His willingness to fight at the front lines inspired his soldiers and reinforced their loyalty, as they saw their king sharing the same risks they faced. The Battle of Issus further revealed Alexander's genius. Despite being outnumbered, Alexander used terrain, speed, and disciplined formations to shatter the Persian army. He targeted Darius directly, forcing the Persian king to flee the battlefield. Even when wounded, Alexander refused to withdraw, strengthening his reputation as a leader who endured hardship alongside his men. This victory marked a decisive turning point in the war against Persia. The Siege of Tyre stands as one of the clearest examples of his relentless determination. When the island city refused to surrender, Alexander ordered the construction of a massive causeway to reach its walls, a project that took months and required immense effort under constant enemy attack. Despite setbacks and heavy casualties, Alexander refused to abandon the siege. When Tyre finally fell, it confirmed his reputation as a commander who would not accept defeat, no matter the cost. His capture of Egypt followed, where he was welcomed as a liberator and declared a divine ruler. Even here, Alexander's warrior identity remained central. He founded the city of Alexandria as both a strategic stronghold and a symbol of his dominance. Alexander's mindset as a warrior is famously illustrated by the episode of the Gordian knot. Faced with a knot said to grant dominion over Asia to whoever could untie it, Alexander rejected patience and convention, slicing through it with his sword. This bold act symbolized his belief that obstacles existed to be overcome decisively, not cautiously. His campaigns eventually carried him to India, where he faced fierce resistance, unlike any he had encountered before. At the Battle of the Hydaspes River, Alexander defeated King Porus in a difficult and costly battle, demonstrating adaptability and resilience. Even as exhaustion and resistance mounted, Alexander continued to fight at the front, embodying the ideal of the warrior king. The warrior leader and his army, Alexander's leadership extended beyond personal bravery. He demanded discipline, endurance, and excellence from his soldiers. Yet he shared their hardships, marching with them, fighting beside them, and enduring hunger and injury. This bond forged extraordinary loyalty, allowing him to push his army to the limits of human endurance. Alexander's legacy as a warrior is immeasurable. His conquests spread Greek culture, military practices, and political ideas across 3 continents, creating the Hellenistic world. His campaigns became foundational studies for future military leaders, including Julius Caesar and Napoleon, who admired his courage and strategic insight. Alexander the Great's warrior spirit stands as one of the most powerful forces in history. His fearless leadership, relentless pursuit of victory, and willingness to lead from the front elevated him above all other conquerors of the ancient world. Through unmatched determination and military brilliance, he reshaped civilizations and carved his name into history.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, consider subscribing, and leave a comment on what warrior you'd like to see next.